best thing the Atlanta Falcons did as we get ready to start the third quarter was on the last play of the first half, as the New Orleans Saints were trying to get into field goal territory again. They threw the Hail Mary with 10 seconds to go. Pickens gets the interception to show you how smart Pickens is. Look who he looks for.
First guy he looks for, and I'll bet you Deion's yelling, "Give me the ball. Give me the ball." Now Deion moving across the field, just moving across, looking for a lane. Get the ball out there, fake the option, and look who comes up to make the tackle. Bobby Hebert just hunting him up, squares up. That's the way a coach defensively teaches you to go after people. Obviously try to wrap up a little bit. Bobby got the job done.
Morton Anderson to kick off. Sanders has returned all three, one for over 50 yards. He's not back there this time. And Morton Anderson knocks it into the cheap seats as Tony Smith was the center deep man. And Deion, who was playing with a bad foot, got that play off. Halftime stats, you see the total domination except for return yards. Holy cow, what number?
That's the number there. That's the number there. Big difference. And this is the number you want to focus on right there. 23 minutes of possession time, but only 9 points on the board.
And you might want to say, well, they've only had 2 sacks, but Atlanta's only run about 10 offensive plays. 2 sacks out of 10 isn't bad.
2 sacks in 6 minutes.
Tolliver brings them out with Broussard as the single setback. Play action by Tolliver. And another sack. Wayne Martin stepped right up in the middle of the pocket and nailed him. A career high in sacks for Wayne Martin this year. He has 11 and has really been a force on the defensive line. And that was an assist, give an assist to the coverage people. Take a look at the job that the secondary does to help out the line. Jimmy Spencer and Andre Rison just floats back. Rison's pointing down the field. He's upset. But BJ's got nowhere to go. He's not looking that way. He's looking to the right. Now he makes the decision to try and run. And you can't take that much time against those guys the way they rush the passer. 2nd and 12. Draw play. Broussard. Sam Mills will make the tackle at the 23. You want to hear a strange name? This is the first time we have mentioned Haynes all night long, and he has lived off of New Orleans. The Falcons have got to figure out a way to get the ball into Michael Haynes' hands and Andre Rison's hand to get some kind of big plays out of it. Haynes' numbers down this year. He only came in with 31 catches, missed a couple of games with a shoulder separation. 3rd and 7. Complete to Rison. Rison to the 37-38 line, and that will be a first down for Atlanta. Gain of 15. This is a feisty group. You can bet Rison's going to keep on jawing. He loves to talk. Letting Gene Atkins know, hey, don't hit me. Now, Whitfield doesn't have to do this alone. Broussard comes up there to help him. And, you know, that block doesn't look like much, and in truth, it really isn't much, but it's just the presence of somebody outside. Gives Billy Joe a chance to make the completion. Problem for Atlanta is Ricky Jackson is coming from the other side. You can't double both of them. Tolliver is drilled. Ball came loose, but it's down. Another sack for Wayne Martin. Give him a dozen on the year. And he has taken over the sack lead on this football team. But the 2 marquee guys, Swilling's being blocked. Jackson's being blocked by Hinton. But they can't handle Wayne Martin up the middle. And, when I talked to the Falcon coaches, they said that it really hasn't been Jackson and Swilling that's created problems. It's the inside guys that have been their problems. There was a case of it now. That's the 3rd 2-sack game of his career. 2nd and 19. Draw Broussard. From one standpoint, it's good play calling because it keeps your quarterback alive to run draws on 2nd and long. From the other standpoint, you're not going to get much out of these things against these guys.
You're going to get 6 or 7 yards. And in truth, that's what June Jones, the coordinator, is trying to do. He's trying to get back to a makeable third down situation. He gets to 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10. With the speed he has outside with the 4 wides, it'll work. But he's got to get there. He can't be at 3rd and 15 all the time.
Hit from behind as the ball came loose. It's an incomplete pass. Jackson and Swilling met at the quarterback.
I'll give credit to Jackson and Swilling, but also that sack belongs to Billy Joe Tolliver because he held the ball too long. Hinton can only block so long. Watch this. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Great pursuit by Ricky Jackson. Lousy job of making a decision with the football by Billy Joe Tolliver.
Well, you're right. These guys are all pros. You don't have all day. Fulhaig on to punt on 4th and 13. Patrick Newman. Nice kick this time by Fulhaig. Driven all the way back to the 15. And got back to the 19-yard line and no more. Taken out of bounds by Charles Washington. 4-yard return after a punt of 50.
The call comes down from Canada. Cold, crisp, clean. Friends come together to answer the call, to share the feeling. Molson Golden, Molson Light. Molson, answer the call.
When regular drills hold you back, send in the Ranger cordless drill from Black & Decker. It goes anywhere to handle all the tough jobs. No strings attached. The Ranger cordless drill, a powerful gift idea from Black & Decker.
Until now, some looked abroad for a high-performance luxury automobile. But change is right before your eyes. Introducing the Cadillac Northstar system. With its 32-valve Northstar V8, it becomes an extension of the driver's will, generating 295 horsepower while affording impressive levels of quietness and refinement. The Northstar system by Cadillac, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
This holiday season, give him a gift that will help bring you a little closer. The revolutionary Gillette sensor.
This ESPN NFL special is brought to you by Molson. The call comes down from Canada. Crisp, clean, refreshing. Molson. Answer the call. And by Black & Decker, the source of powerful gift ideas. 9-0. New Orleans Saints over the Atlanta Falcons. 11:18 to go third quarter. It's New Orleans football at its own 21. And Dion itching to make another big play. Fred McAfee, the single setback for the Saints. Bear Wainwright wide open. Dion drilled him, but Wainwright held on. And you can nail a guy as much as you want, but Wainwright made the great play, and Dion is the guy who's down.
Big hit. Big hit by Deion Sanders, who's still down. What they do is they take advantage of the zone. Wainwright will go in motion and just get lost as he's run off over here, makes the completion over there. See, he just gets lost, runs a little out and up, top part of your screen, wide open, and kaboom! Woo.
And it was a delayed reaction, but Dion was the one who went down. Bear play action again. completed down to the 45-yard line. Nice catch by Tommy Stowers, who is the third tight end. Ball thrown a little bit behind him.
Talked about the speed of the Atlanta defense. Look at where they have to run the football. They run outside the tackle 3 times to the left for 6 yards. They run off the left guard 9 times for 29. 9 for 34 off the right guard, and outside only 3 times. There's the threes. This is where they have to run the football, between the tackles.
2nd and 4. Saints on the march again. McAfee fighting off tacklers, lunges forward near the 42-yard line. Dion trying to clear some cobwebs on the sideline.
I was visiting with Jim Mora during warm-ups, and Deion Sanders came walking out. And he said, that guy's really something. And Coach Mora has a lot of respect for Deion Sanders. His first year in the league, he wouldn't hit anybody. But I'll tell you something, he'll hit somebody now.
Now watch the reaction. A little slower, a little slower.
I don't know who got the brunt of that shot. I know the guy who went down was Dion.
Wainwright got up just fine. Of course, he's 240. 3rd and 2. McAfee. And propelled forward to the 36-yard line. Jesse Solomon will get credit for the tackle, but he's squeezed out of his arm.
Scott Case is right there. He is only about 4 yards from the line of scrimmage. He is right on top of it. They get a short yardage situation again. Coaches put that in the back of their mind. They say the safeties are committing. Let's run a little play action. We're throwing the ball to the tight ends anyway, which the Saints hardly ever do.
New Orleans is burning up the clock as they did the entire first half. Swing pass too high for Vaughn Dunbar. One of the few mistakes that Bobby Hebert has made tonight. Deion Sanders up off the bench and walking slowly back toward the Falcon huddle. The one thing you have to be knowledgeable about for the Falcons defense, they lost Dion, of course, when he was a part-time player, when he was also playing baseball. They lost starting safety Brian Jordan to baseball. He decided to play with the St. Louis Cardinals. They lost several other players to injury. They've really been decimated this year, as they are right now in their offensive line. 2nd and 10, New Orleans. Hebert dumps it out to Hobie Brenner, and the veteran tight end is down to the 34-yard line.
In 12 football games prior to tonight, the tight ends have caught a total of 14 passes. They almost have 25% already this evening. And each one has one. Brenner, Wainwright, and Stowers.
Teams study tendencies, and when a defensive coach looks at that, he said, well, you don't have to worry about the tight end. And here they come out and they've gotten productive yardage out of it.
And they put their designated 3rd down back in, Dalton Hilliard.
3rd and 7. He's been a real bonus. Injured for a couple of years, being able to come back and play. Hebert, the quick out, nice catch by Martin, and he got the first down to the 25-yard line. That's why you have to be able to catch the ball with your hands and not just cradle it against your body.
You know, he doesn't get all the big publicity like Reed and like Rice and some of the other guys, but this guy's as good as there is. You know, he's part of that class of '85 of wide receivers. Watch this, stretched out, knows exactly where he has to go, cuts inside to make the first down. Look at the extension. That's the only way he could have caught it.
That's pretty.
Great hands, big physical receiver, definitely a Pro Bowl type of player.
6:59 to go in the quarter, another set of downs for New Orleans. Play action by Hebert over the middle, and Wainwright wide open, he dropped it. Maybe that's why they don't throw to the tight ends that often.
I think Jim wants him to catch the darn ball.
Yes,
He was, he was on his way to the end zone. I mean, they don't throw a lot to him. So consequently, if he drops one, it becomes a major catastrophe. And you can bet that that man's not pleased. They set this whole thing up perfectly. He just was on his way. He was looking at the ground, ready to run.
And Bobby Hebert knew he had really suckered him into one there and couldn't pull it off.
Bobby's already given the signal for touchdown.
Play action again. Hebert to the end zone. Incomplete, knocked away by Sanders, intended for Torrance Small. There is a flag down on the play. And it will be defensive holding and an automatic first down.
Holding, number 26 on the defense, 5 yards, first down!
Louis Riddick out of Pittsburgh called for the defensive hold.
Torrance Small makes the move. Now, Deion knows how fast he is. Torrance Small does not. Look at him close the gap and the difference. Bobby Hebert waited just a little bit too long to let that ball go.
1st and 10, tight formation. Hayward hit at the line of scrimmage and stacked up. Nice job by Jesse Tuggle.
I want to go back to that play just for a second. Bobby Hebert told us Saturday in a meeting. He said, listen, if I see Deion matched up on somebody, I'm going to be real careful where I put the football. And he tried to be a little too careful, a little too perfect with that throw. Just the presence of Deion alone causes a quarterback to think a little bit longer.
Well, you find him a little easier right now. He's standing on the sideline on 2nd and 10. McAfee. Tuggle and Connor. The Saints need to listen to their theme song a little more. It's the Saints go marching in, not get close and have to kick field goals.
They have not, I know. Watch Bobby Hebert's eyes. Watch how long. This is the long pass to Deion. Look at how long he focuses. Look at how long. He sees Deion. He sees it. He sees it. Now he tries to just make the perfect throw. And look at Deion pick up the difference. I mean, he just closed a great closing speed.
3rd and 7, Sanders back in there. Comes the blitz. Hilliard on the draw. And he'll be stopped at the 15-yard line to a chorus of boos.
Remember one thing. They wouldn't have to be doing this if they'd have caught the pass and put it in the end zone.
Oh, that's for sure.
So, I mean, the fans are booing. Well, all right.
And a very innovative offensive game plan to go to the tight ends, as you pointed out earlier. Wainwright wide open at the 10. The ball hit him right in the chest and bounced off. So Morton Anderson, who is already 3 for 3, will come in and try one about 33 yards. Officially, they'll call it 32. Through the hands of Barnhart. And the Falcons trying to come out with it running and do. Jesse Tuggle is going to go for the touchdown. Holy cow.
And there are no flags. Bobby April, special teams coach, cheering his troops on.
A 69-yard return, and here it is, 9-6. The Falcons have done nothing, and now the officials have a discussion. Look out. They may be getting to rule that the ball was down.
Well, no, because, this is the thing. The ball was they never had possession of it.
I think that's what they're going to say.
I don't ever believe they had possession of it. They were trying to move the ball around. I'll grant that. I mean, the Falcons are very bright. They want to get the ball.
The ball hit the kicker's hands, therefore is a fumble. It's a touchdown.
right, we got the explanation, and the Atlanta Falcons can close to within 2 on a special teams play and a bad snap.
I'm telling you, you just leave people in this game long enough, someone's going to jump up and bite you. Here's the reverse angle of the snap. Tommy Barnhart's an excellent holder. This one just gets away from him. They had a big rush on. Now watch this. The big guy can't run with it. He knows it. So he keeps it alive. Jesse picks it up and takes off with it.
And really, the snap, I don't think you were one of the great holders of all time. I don't think the snap was all that bad on second look.
That's just a miss by Barnhart.
Norm Johnson will try to cut the lead to 2.
And I thank you for saying that.
Oh, you deserved it. You earned it. Johnson knocks it through. So Jesse Tuggle's effort on the field goal block team and the big return of 69 yards has Atlanta back in the game.
Come to Lakeshore because we're pushing down prices on the 93 Cherokee, just $10,993. We're pushing up rebates up to $1,000 on the Caravan, only $12,493. And at Lakeshore, we've got the Viper. They've been talking about it for years, and it's in the showroom now. Yes, when push comes to shove, you won't get a better deal anywhere than right here at Lakeshore Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep Eagle, inside out.
Like great coffee from our next-door neighbors, The Morning Call. Designs in jewelry. Creators of fine jewelry for your taste. Brilliant. Provocative. Radiant. Dazzling. Different. Captivating. Tantalizing. Stimulating. Morning Call for coffee and designs in jewelry for something special. Express yourself.
What does it cost to keep your family comfortable? Not as much as you think when you install a clean, reliable Weather King heat pump. Affordable Weather King heat pumps keep your home comfortable in winter or summer. Energy-efficient Weather King heat pumps have developed a reputation for superior construction and engineering in a complete line of quality heating and cooling systems for every size home and budget. For comfort you can live with, call C.J. Christina Incorporated, 737-4422.
Joel Hilgenberg on the sideline. He has seen his special team duties result in a 9-7 lead at this point.
Tommy Barnhart, the holder, he's thinking about what happened. Watch the presence. Watch the play up the middle. It is touched by Barnhart, okay? So it's not a backward pass. Watch this right here. Watch what he does. Look at that. The presence of mind of Michael Reed to throw the ball over, try and get it to Chuck Smith, number 90. Now they keep it alive until Jesse Tuggle picks it up. That is just great presence on the field. Hey, I'm not fast enough to run for a touchdown. Let me keep it alive so that one of these quick guys can pick it up and go.
McAfee and Dunbar are deep. So the Atlanta Falcons, who have just been muscled up one side of the field and down the other, use one play to be within 2 points. 6 yards deep, and the Saints will take it at the 20-yard line. That is only the 10th touchback this year for Norm Johnson.
They say he's a vampire.
Don't move close for that picture. Minolta Freedom 70C zooms the picture to you.
He's not a vampire. He's an umpire.
Surprise your family with the best. Season's greetings from Minolta.
The call comes down from Canada. Cold, crisp, clean. Friends come together to answer the call, to share the feeling. Molson Golden, Molson Light. Molson, answer the call.
America's first choice. Napa Auto Parts.
At Napa, you'll always find top quality parts at a fair price. Plus, great holiday gift ideas for under $20. Like Napa's heavy-duty mechanics creeper, just $9.95. The Napa 6-piece combination screwdriver set, only $13.95. And Napa's 20-inch toolbox with 3-compartment tray, just $19.95. Save on great gifts for under $20. At Napa, America's first choice.
What we need now is the beach.
And the brew. And the babes.
going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going.
Friday night, a NASCAR spectacular. Speed Week live from New York, where the NASCAR Awards Banquet takes center stage. Plus a Richard Petty special and the year in review. NASCAR night, Friday night on ESPN.
9-7 New Orleans over Atlanta. Just under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Football can be a funny game. New Orleans has had the ball over 30 minutes. Atlanta just 10. They've only made one play, and it wasn't even on offense, and they have 7 points.
I mean, Dion almost takes one of the kickoffs up to the 50, runs the interception almost all the way back. There's Mike Reed. I think that was just great football presence. Mike Reed showed me something there. He knows what's going on a football field.
Very aware, and Jesse Tuggle took it for the touchdown. So the Saints will try to start another drive, this time from their own 20. A lot of play action on the last series. They start that way again. Dump it to Hobie Brenner. Another pass to the tight end. He's taken down by Ken Tippins. With us tonight from New Orleans, the airship Shamu, representing the SeaWorld Marine Life Parks all over the country, Florida, California, Ohio, and Texas. Beautiful city of New Orleans as seen from the air on a Thursday night. Isn't that pretty? And this is one of the great facilities in all of the world. It will be second and about a foot for the Saints. McAfee is the setback with 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Play action by Hebert. Over the middle. Wainwright will make the catch. And he was grateful to get one.
And it had to happen. A second down and short. You got to figure they're going to give the ball to the back. That's what they've done all night to pick up the first down. Here comes the play action.
This is tremendous play calling, in my opinion.
It's a great job by Carl Smith. Releases off the ball. They're playing a soft zone. They don't want to get burned deep. Tight end makes the reception. Bobby Hebert keeps his back to the line, makes the quick decision, makes the delivery.
Well, he won't make anybody forget Boomer Esiason with that fake, but good job nonetheless. McAfee on first down. Not much, and a nice tackle by Oliver Barnett, number 72. Reached out and swiped to the leg. Join us on Sunday, noon Eastern, NFL Game Day. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Chris Mortensen, and Joe Theismann with a comprehensive look at what's going on in the NFL. Then at 7 o'clock, Chris and TJ back with Prime Time. Highlights and analysis of every game during the day. And then we'll venture on down the road to Tampa, Florida. And the Rams will take on the Buccaneers. That's 8 Eastern. Hope you join us all day and all night on Sunday. 2nd and 9, New Orleans. Time ticking away here in the third quarter. 2:05 left to play. Comes the blitz. Hebert unloads to Quinn Early. And Early struggling against McKyer for extra yardage. Gets it across midfield.
Games take personality. Games take they take a way to go. I see the Atlanta Falcons basically saying, look, we're not going to give you anything cheap. You think you respect our speed. Jerry's thinking, I'm not going to give you anything cheap. I'll play the zones. Once you get down in close, if I'm giving up field goals to you, sooner or later I can make a big play and break your back. That's what happened so far.
They have really done a nice job distributing the ball against basically a zone defense. 3rd and a yard. A long yard. They have to get inside the 48-yard line. McAfee nailed in the backfield. That time, Darian Conner had it scoped out and made the stop. And again, back to your point, when you're lined up that deep, and if a linebacker is going to come, he's got a good shot at it.
I think it's tough to pick up a yard. Darian Conner right here, he's just going to go right hard. Look at him come around the corner. Dombrowski doesn't stand a chance because it's such a short corner and a hard corner that he takes.
New Orleans will have to punt for the first time in the game. Tommy Barnhart to kick to Tony Smith, who waits at the 10. And Smith will get 1, maybe 2 yards as New Orleans swarms on special teams. A return of 2 after a punt of 41.
Hardy is pleased to announce the opening of Goodfellas. Located in the heart of Metairie at 18th and Hesmer, Goodfellas offers excellent dining in a comfortable, relaxed atmosphere. For your convenience, free valet parking is available and banquet facilities for those special occasions. Come join Jim for his New Year's Eve party. Good food, live entertainment, and lots of fun. Call now for reservations, 888-0483.
It's big, real big, bigger than life. It's humongous. It's the Eagle Mitsubishi Happy Holiday Sale. We've got a sack full of great cars and trucks, and they're all priced right. Like leasing the all-new 93 Diamante for just $289.71 a month. Or buy a brand-new 93 Mirage 2-door coupe, just $79.90. And the buy of the year, the 92 Mighty Max pickup, just $64.90. When our Happy Holiday Sale ends, there'll be no more ho-ho-ho. Boy, what a sale. Eagle Mitsubishi.
New Orleans with a 2-point lead over Atlanta. 34 seconds to go, third period from the Superdome. The sack leaders in the National Football League. Clyde Simmons continues to lead the NFL with 14, but Wayne Martin with 2 tonight has moved into second place. Look at Ricky Jackson. He's tied for 4th, and Pat Swilling has 11. He's right behind that whole group.
What's so impressive about those 3 guys is they're all interior defensive linemen.
Wayne Martin hoping the defense can do it again. Broussard ran through a tackle by Toy Cook and pounds his way out to the 20-yard line.
Steve Sidwell, I will again show you, he's trying to hide behind the cup, but we won't let him. He has a philosophy. I mean, he really tries not to get his people confused. That's the first thing. Secondly, he tries to take away Andre Rison and Michael Haynes. So far, he's done that. They figure they play zone, which they've done, and he doesn't want to give up the big play. I would say things are going along exactly the way Steve Sidwell wants him to go for his defense tonight.
Defensively, he cannot have a single complaint. That's the end of the third quarter. The Saints over the Falcons by 2.
Families are big business, so everybody says theirs is a family car. All right, tell me it has 90 cubic feet of passenger space like a Subaru Legacy then. Enough room for 5 so you're close but not touching me close. Tell me it has a quiet, horizontally opposed engine like the Legacy. There's enough noise already with a family. Tell me it offers all-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes like a Legacy. A family car is for my family, not some other family I don't care so much about. Tell me I have the money. I want to know what to drive.
Interpretation of the original.
Now, for the Levi's Loose Jeans Player of the Week.
We know it's only Thursday, but we've made our decision already. Seattle Seahawks Cortez Kennedy was a monster on Monday night as he stifled the Denver Broncos. Cortez Kennedy, our player of the week. Back to New Orleans.
Chris, I couldn't agree more, and I think the other 10 guys he played with and the subs that came in ought to share that award. They were absolutely sensational.
Tez.
2nd and 2 for Atlanta as we start the fourth quarter. Tony Smith, and a rare first down for the Falcons. He's out to the 24-yard line.
You saw Tony Smith back returning punts, not Deion Sanders. Deion made a comment about Tony, and a lot of his teammates have said this is a guy who they expect to start to come on. The other thing is he feels like Tony plays better when he participates in the total game, returning punts as well as being in the backfield. Deion getting a rare rest.
Tony Smith in the backfield. New Orleans defense has only had to be on the field 22 plays tonight. They're still fresh as if it were the first quarter. Another delay. Smith wrapped up and he goes down, a loss of 5. Ricky Jackson saw it coming and wasn't going to let it happen this time.
Hey, if there's a linebacker in the league playing better than Ricky Jackson, I'd like to meet him. Comes hard again around the corner. We saw Darian Connor make the stop on the last series for the Falcons. Look at the job he does. He's got another guy who really has got a great presence of what's going on. Just sidestepped the block, came around, made the play.
And, of course, playing with 3 other all-pro linebackers, they have to share the spotlight. He has never gotten the kind of publicity Lawrence Taylor had, although his ability is very, very close. Tolliver with a quick out. Rising, making a move, trying to make something happen. Gets it up near the 30-yard line. Be about 5 yards shy of a first down. Jackson is on the verge of setting another career high in sacks that he hit in 83 and 84. Now, you talk about bad luck, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He played with Hugh Green, who was all everything when they played together at Pittsburgh. Then he comes into the league at the same time at Lawrence Taylor. And, of course, Lawrence Taylor got every headline he ever deserved. He earned every one of them. But somebody gets overshadowed in the process. And look at where Ricky Jackson stands in the all-time sack leaders. He had more than that, but those are when they first started keeping the sacks. 3rd and 5. Here they come again. Wayne Martin got there along with Frank Warren.
I'll tell
you, the 5th sack of the night.
I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets down towards the end of the game and the score is still 9-7. You don't see a quarterback change by the Atlanta Falcons, because Billy Joe on 3rd down and 5, he had no intentions of trying to go up the field, and that's the guy they'd go to, Wade Wilson.
Of course, Wilson is the backup quarterback because Chris Miller was hurt earlier in the year and was having another Pro Bowl season. They'll have to kick it away on 4th and 5. Fulhag to kick to Newman. Beautiful soaring punt. Newman at the 20. Sidesteps the first man and got more than 10 yards out of it. Nice job by Patrick Newman. A return of 12 after a punt of 51, and he was chased out of bounds by Ken Tippins.
All right. A great man once said, winning, gentlemen, isn't everything. It's the only thing.
Look! A grasshopper!
I formation, 34 sweep on 2. Got it? Just give the ball to Matt. Tell him to run toward his dad. Got it?
It starts every September with teams like the Turkey Creek Hawks, the Bronx Eagles, and the Newport Richie Giants. On fields where dads aren't only coaches, and oak trees mark the end zones. And a good day isn't determined by if you win or lose, but where you go after the game. So McDonald's would like to salute the players, the coaches, the families, everyone who'll help make this season a perfect season.
Can we go to McDonald's now, Coach?
After the game, Lenny. This is only halftime. Now go sit down.
New Skill FlexiCharge cordless tools.
all share the same battery pack. So when you need a recharge, they keep on working. The FlexiCharge Interchangeable Power System from Skill.
The Quick Finish Power Sander from Black & Decker. To do as much as easily, your hand would have to move at 15,000 strokes per minute and be equipped with a handy on-off switch. The Quick Finish Power Sander, a powerful gift idea from Black & Decker.
2-point game in the fourth quarter. Let me go back to the point you made just a few moments ago about the possible quarterback change going from Billy Joe Tolliver to Wade Wilson.
Coaches go on gut instincts. I got a gut instinct too. And when I'm looking at what's going on the football field, I get the feeling Billy Joe is not comfortable. And you see Wade Wilson warming up. I don't think that's just to loosen up his arm. I think that he can go in. And the thing is, he's comfortable in this offense, and he will get rid of it in a hurry.
Billy Joe Tolliver with a very bad throwing shoulder. So not all his fault. Hebert under pressure. Screen to McAfee. Boy, great burst of speed by McAfee. Donaldson chased him out of bounds near midfield.
That's what he gives you.
Yep.
He gives you the burst. He gives you the speed. He's excellent in the backfield in case the Falcons want to blitz because he has the experience. And more importantly than anything else, Bobby Hebert feels comfortable with him back there. Hebert drops back, does a nice job of hesitating, looking away, convincing the defense he wants to go left. And this is just McAfee with sheer speed. Little burst gets him through the hole.
That's the 9th different receiver Bobby Hebert has thrown to tonight. It makes it impossible for a defense to key on anybody. Ironhead Hayward bowling his way. Look at this. Boy, did he make a couple of people pay for being in the wrong place.
A healthy Ironhead means an awful lot to this offense. This is right at you. Right straight up the gut. Runs right through one tackle. He's gone. Mike Gann's gone. Look out. Oh. Scott Case just absolutely bounces off him.
Now this is how it really went in real time.
Boom. Look out. Oh.
I mean, threw him off like he was a 6-year-old child. The crowd's still buzzing, and now Bobby Hebert, with a play clock down to 1 second, has to spend a timeout. It was something to see, 280 pounds under a full head of steam.
What we need now is the beach.
And the brood. And the babes.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going.
Reincarnation. The belief you can come back is just about anything. Why do some guys
so cute.
have all the luck? Try a beer that drinks like a light with real draft taste. Bud Dry. Because while luck may run out,
Happy birthday, Grandma.
For me?
true refreshment won't.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime. For relief without alcohol, hit the box, not the bottle.
The new Isuzu Trooper has been completely redesigned to be as smooth and comfortable as possible, especially where you feel it the most. Introducing the new Trooper Lease. See your participating Isuzu dealer for details. The new Isuzu Trooper has been completely redesigned with a powerful new V6 engine, gripping new suspension. Why, it's even easier to get into. Introducing the new Trooper Lease. See your participating Isuzu dealer for details.
This ESPN NFL special is brought to you by Energizer Batteries. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. And by Bud Dry. For a beer that's refreshingly different, try Bud Dry. We have 10:34 to go in the ball game, and the New Orleans Saints with a 2-point lead over the Atlanta Falcons. They are driving. Ironhead Hayward with that great burst up the middle, has them down to the Atlanta 27-yard line. Falcons show blitz and bring everybody. Take a look at Craig Hayward one more time on this bolt up the middle, and Scott Case learned one thing. Something going that fast at 280 pounds, you don't hit high.
And Mike Gann, number 76, who weighs 270, just gets shedded the same way.
Wow. But Scott Case got body slammed. He's 188 pounds, giving away 100 approximate pounds to Craig Hayward. 2nd and 8, New Orleans. Comes the blitz. Over the middle, Martin. To the 7, he beat Deion Sanders to the inside. Great throw by Hebert.
Gets it off, no hesitation that time. 20 yards, perfectly thrown ball. The key to winning pass routes is getting off the line of scrimmage, whether it's blitz or not. You have to be patient. Starts outside, gets Deion to move his feet. As soon as he bit on that, the ball was up so quick, Deion could not recover. Eric Martin putting on a little bit of a show against Deion Sanders. Two greats going against one another.
Back to the I formation, McAfee behind Hayward. McAfee to the 4, Solomon the first man to hit him. You might wonder why Bobby Hebert is playing so much better this year. People forget in a hurry. He missed all of 1990 in a contract holdout, was hurt about half of last year. He's really just getting back to the point where quarterbacks want to be. You can't sit out like that and still be sharp.
In 87, his touchdown to interception ratio was 9 to 15. In 88, it was 15 to 20. 89, it was 15 to 15. 90, didn't play. 91, 8 to 9. Here, 16 to 11 in 92.
This is the 5th time the Saints have been in this area, come away with 3 field goals. Hebert under pressure, throws incomplete. Pickens got a hand on it, intended for Martin. There is a flag down. Offensive interference. One of the few penalties in this game, as befits the way these teams have played all year.
10 yards, still 2nd out.
They call it on Martin.
He's bigger going up against Pritchard. Top of your screen, you're going to get a chance to see it. Right there. He's going to push off over here, and they're going to call it. That little raise of the arm, when he tried to make the out move, just that little lift of the arm. Very, very close call. I personally thought it was incidental contact, but
sure looked
I'm not wearing a striped shirt.
2nd and 14. Hebert trying to buy time. Now he's going to run. Got out of bounds at the 8 and was hit, it appeared, after he went out of bounds.
Real close. Real close.
And that's something that they have called very tightly all season long. Once a player crosses that line, you can't touch him.
The side judge, Tom Finken, number 47, he'll reach just a little bit. He just started to reach a little bit for the flag and decided after. I think that was just a good, hard play.
I do, too. I thought it was a good call. The replay, very valuable to us. The officials do not have the opportunity to see it. 3rd and goal from the 8. Here comes the blitz. Hilliard, he dropped it. Ran into Martin in the end zone and dropped the ball. Holy cow. Got by the defender. Pickens is hurt. And he couldn't hold the ball. Do you believe that?
Right up the gut. Bobby does again, gets it off very well. There's the blitz. They got too many people to block. He just hangs it in the middle.
Oh.
That's what happens when both people are running post, though.
That's 2 touchdown passes that Bobby Hebert threw right on the dot and doesn't have either one of them. And now if you're a New Orleans fan, this has got to scare you. Not only can't you score a touchdown, they blew the last field goal opportunity, but Anderson converts from 26. Again, New Orleans is total dominance tonight, but they only lead by 5 points.
To find all of these things, you could go to a hardware store, a pharmacy, a toy store, a jewelry store, a linen store, a houseware store, a sporting goods store, a department store, a stationery store, a lingerie store, a men's clothing store, a gift shop, a women's clothing store, a kids' clothing store, an appliance store, a lighting store, a stereo store, a bath shop, a perfume store, a TV store, a furniture store, a pet shop, a shoe store, a pharmacy, a toy store, a jewelry store, a linen store, a houseware store, a sporting goods store, a department store, a stationery store, a lingerie store, a men's clothing store, a gift shop, a women's clothing store, a kids' clothing store, a lighting store. Or you could turn on your TV.
You can believe everything you hear about Royal Mazda. They're the dealership that's different. So when Royal says they've got a great Mazda for you, it's a fact.
When you drive away with a Royal Mazda, we feel like that we're sitting in the back seat.
Our customers depend on us to be there for them long after they've bought their car, and we are.
Mazda trucks are tough.
Mazda sells itself.
This is Mazda Mania.
Take it from the pros who know. Royal Mazda, the dealership that's different.
Like great coffee from our next-door neighbors, the Morning Call. Designs in jewelry. Creators of fine jewelry for your taste. Brilliant. Provocative. Radiant. Dazzling. Different. Captivating. Tantalizing. Stimulating. Morning Call for coffee and designs in jewelry for something special. Express yourself.
12-7, Saints over the Falcons in a typical rematch between these ball clubs. Joining us tonight, the airship Shamu, representing SeaWorld Marine Life Parks in Florida, California, Ohio, and Texas, flying over the beautiful downtown area of New Orleans, Louisiana. Deion Sanders is back in the ball game to return this kickoff. And Saints fans would like nothing better than to see Morton Anderson kick this one to Baton Rouge. He's the kickoff return leader in the NFL. Five yards deep. Here he comes. Look out. He is really something.
You know, I'm out of superlatives. He's great. He's sensational. He's shaking. He's unbelievable. He's Deion. You want to borrow a nickname? Take one of his. I love it.
60-yard kickoff return for Deion Sanders.
This sets up a situation for the Falcons, but the Saints would have been a lot further ahead. Watch this. Martin runs his break-off release. Hilliard runs his. They wind up meeting in the middle. This is actually everybody doing their job. And Pickens just happens to make a play after they run into one another.
And Wade Wilson is the new quarterback. Billy Joe Tolliver was 6 of 11, 55 yards. He was sacked 5 times. Wilson to throw. Incomplete. That one was dropped. He squeezed it right in there to Pritchard.
Jim Moore right now has got to be concerned because Wade Wilson on his first snap got set, looked for a second, fired the football. It's going to be tough for them to get pressure on him with just rushing 4 or 5.
Jim Moore has also got to be concerned because of the history between these two teams. Defensive coordinator Steve Sidwell has seen his defense give up absolutely nothing, and they've got to do it again right here. Draw, Broussard, a lot of room to run. Broussard stuck as he got to the 31-yard line. Keith Taylor, one of the safeties, came up and got him. A gain of 15. Broussard, 5 for 54.
You can't say enough about the great job the defense of the Falcons have done to keep their team in the game. You can't say enough about an offensive line for the Falcons that are really patchwork put together on 3 days rest. You can't say enough about the Saint defense that has just been unbelievable, and the Saint offense that has controlled the game but can't get in the end zone.
In other words, this has been a lot of fun.
It's been a great game.
First down, they run together, and Broussard will only get a couple. Sam Mills had him around the collar and wouldn't let go. If it weren't for special teams for the Atlanta Falcons, they wouldn't have any yards. 89 yards for the Falcons on offense, and they really haven't gotten most of those except on a couple of plays. The defense has more than that on 2 returns. And the only score. And there's the man. He's had 2 big kickoff returns. Wilson with time, throws wide open, Drew Hill, first down. Knocked out by Atkins.
Couple things I think people are wondering about. This is a very noisy stadium. Why aren't the Falcons in a shotgun? Well, because it's too noisy, so they want to work from under the center. Secondly, as long as Wade Wilson is under the center, there's the threat of the run. This is very well thought out by Jerry Glanville. Like I said, Wade Wilson, he can come in and start dealing a hot hand, and you don't know where it's going to end up.
The Falcons know they have to win tonight to stay alive for the playoffs by any stretch of the imagination. New Orleans can clinch a playoff spot with a win tonight. That's what it's at stake. Broussard runs into a blocker and then runs into 5 black shirts.
One thing that Steve Broussard is going to have to be careful of down here. He is the kind of guy who gets the ball away from his body, and the Saints are great at stripping the ball from ball carriers, so he's going to have to protect it. Watch Frank Warren. Fire through, make the penetration, and really mess up the whole operation. He drives in. He creates the problem by taking Houston Hoover back into the ball carrier.
4:34 to go in the ball game. And Wade Wilson is going to have to use a timeout. No, excuse me, New Orleans called the timeout. They've stopped the clock with 4:31 to go in the game. Back to the Superdome in a moment.
You promised me something really special for my birthday. A whole weekend in the great outdoors without me.
Here's to the great outdoors, men who understand, and comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler.
The family car. You've got a lot in it and a lot riding on it.
That's why Walmart's here, to help you take good care of it.
With quality brands like Quaker State, it's one tough motor oil. Regular changes with Quaker State contribute to better engine performance and longer engine life. Because while some things come and go,
some things are always.
Like the cars that come for Quaker State to Walmart. Always the low price, always.
Responsible adults aren't supposed to have fun. Wake up. We can do whatever we want. Drive racing cars to work, play golf in our pajamas, tennis on the bus, or baseball in our mother-in-law's living room. All you need is a Game Boy. It's a personal game-playing system with over 200 puzzle, action, and sports games to choose from. Hey, fun is your reward for growing up. Start playing.
You really got to get one of these.
Game Boy by Nintendo. Have you had your fun today?
Wall-to-wall basketball action Saturday. Connecticut faces NC State. Georgia Tech beats Kentucky. Houston battles DePaul, and Oklahoma State up against California. Live Saturday. ESPN.
It's getting really interesting here in New Orleans. The Saints over the Falcons 12-7, but Atlanta at the New Orleans 13-yard line. You've said it a couple of times, and it's really true. The Saints let the Falcons hang around, and here they are with a chance to go ahead. Wilson throws to the goal line. Touchdown! Michael Haynes rolled into the end zone. And there are 69,000 people in here right now who could bite through a bullet if you handed them one.
And there's one of the guys who could bite through a cannonball, Jim Moore. He can't believe it. I mean, he has seen this happen with this football team. The Falcons come in really beat up. The Saints are playing as good a football as they've played in years, and it's as complete as a team. And Wade Wilson comes in and just lights them up.
Turns out to be a real nice coaching move to bring in Wade Wilson off the bench for a struggling Billy Joe Tolliver, called in advance by guess who? Mr. Theismann.
14-12 the score. From our goalpost cam, you get a chance to survey it. Wade's going to look right. Great job by the offensive line. Haynes just keeps working, gets down low. He rolls in the end zone. The ball crossed the goal line before he was touched by a Saint. We talked about the job that Bob Whitfield has done. There he locks up with Swilling again, giving Wilson plenty of time on the backside. Wade staying with it, surveying everything, makes the throw down low.
Wade Wilson off the bench to throw a touchdown pass to a man we had barely mentioned all night long, the big play guy, Michael Haynes.
You know what I like to see? You can tell he's a veteran. He left his helmet on while he was still on the field. All these guys are taking their helmets off now when they're on the field. He left it on until he got to the sidelines.
That's because people still want to come up and headbutt you. Look at this, 118 total yards, but they lead it 14-12. The situation for New Orleans, they have moved the ball all night long. They have 4:25 to go. They have one of the premier field goal kickers in the history of football.
The thing you don't want to do is you don't want to let them get in field. You as an offense now, you got to consider the fact you don't want to get in field goal range too quick and leave too much time on the clock for the Falcons to go down and have the opportunity as well.
The kind of year it's been for New Orleans. They lost to Philadelphia by 2, San Francisco by 6, and San Francisco by 1. They're down by 2 here. McAfee and Dunbar are deep. Vaughn Dunbar. Good return out to the 29-yard line. The way the NFC wildcard scenario stacks up right now, New Orleans has the best record of any team not leading in a division. Then come the Redskins and Philadelphia, who are both 7-5. If the playoffs started tomorrow, those are the 3 teams that would be in as wild cards. Then you have the hopefuls, Green Bay, the Giants at 5-7, and Atlanta at 5-7. They play at Tampa in 10 days. The Falcons, if they win this game with their remaining schedule, would have a pretty good shot at the playoffs. Now it's up to Bobby Hebert and the offense. They've moved it all night. Can they do it again? Hebert throws to Hobie Brenner, and they'll drive him out of bounds. They'll see if they'll give him his forward progress. They do not. Brenner was up at the 35-yard line, and the Saints bench is saying, now, wait a minute. Now they'll move it.
Deion, watch his eyes. Look at him study the receiver. He sees him set and break. He feels everything. Sees him make the catch. Says, look, I hit a tight end before once. I'm not going to do this again. These 80 guys, the big 80 guys, I'm not going to try and knock down.
Need to stay away from those gentlemen. 2nd and 6. Comes the blitz. Hebert floats it off his back foot. Martin! What a catch by Wayne Martin! Excuse me, Eric Martin. Just a sensational job. And not a bad throw by Hebert.
What a show Eric Martin is putting on. McKyer and Sanders can't believe it. They're looking up at the replay. Does a good job again at the line of scrimmage on McKyer. This ball's in the air. It looks like it's uncatchable. Tim almost hits it, never hits the ground. What a sensational grab. This is one hand, one arm. Look at this. Look Look at that.
Tremendous.
Unbelievable.
And Joe, Bobby Hebert has done it all night long. When the Falcons have come with the blitz, he has read it perfectly, gotten it out, and his receivers have run the correct route.
Has not missed one. Now I want to remind everybody, inside of 5 minutes at the end of the game, when the ball goes dead, the clock does stop.
The injured player for the
half.
Falcons, the injured player for the Falcons is Chuck Smith, the defensive end. And he is flat on his back at the 35-yard line. See if we can see what happened on that last play.
There he is right there. Watch this. He just gets punched. Just takes a shot in the gut. There it is.
Oh, Stan Brock.
With a right
fist.
fist.
Good right hook. It's a wrong sport for that one. And Chuck Smith extended with his arms out. And Stan Brock from the Marvin Hagler School of right tackle.
13 years. You do anything you can to get the guy's hands down, and he did it that time.
Playing on a dislocated big toe. Obviously nothing wrong with his right hand. And Chuck Smith up and able to walk out. He may just have had the wind knocked out of him.
See him looking?
And Chuck Smith would like to come back in for one more play.
See him looking?
Oh, yeah. This rivalry has been as intense, if not as glorious, as other rivals in the National Football League. These teams literally can't stand each other, and it shows. 3:52 to go in the game, and a great catch by Martin. The great throw by Hebert has it first down at the Atlanta 40. Another blitz. What a catch at the sideline. Torn small. They say no. Again, Hebert read it beautifully and floated it up there.
Torrance Small, not playing like a rookie at all, has really come on. Watch him make the play. He goes up. He's got it pressed against him. He's got to have 2 feet and control when he comes down. There's the foot and a knee. Equal 2 feet sometimes. Not in this case.
And he had it pressed against him, that's for sure. But ruled incomplete. 2nd and 10. Hayward. Barreling. About 2 yards short of a first down. It will bring up a crucial 3rd and 2. The Saints with 1 timeout left. Of course, right now they don't need him.
Scott Case that time decided to go way down low instead of staying up around the shoulders.
Good choice.
Of Ironhead.
Atlanta has stopped the clock.
I'll tell you, you know why they did it? This timeout is for nothing more than for Jerry to talk to his defense and also for them to get a little breather. They've been on the field all night, and now you got to come up with one big play so you muster as much energy as you can.
Hope you join us this weekend for the Davis Cup, the United States against Switzerland from Fort Worth. Friday at 3:30, a singles match between Andre Agassi and Jakob Vlasic. Saturday at 4, the doubles. Pete Sampras and John McEnroe team up to go against Jakob Vlasic and Marc Rosset. And Sunday at 2, the final singles match, Vlasic against Jim Courier.
There's another look-see. Now he's got it against his stomach. His right foot is down. His left knee actually hits. And the ball is pressed and comes out after he's on the ground. The official ruled it incomplete. That's what we got to go with.
3rd and 2. From here, it would be a 50-yard field goal if they do not convert the first down. Comes another all-out blitz. Hebert throws complete. That is a first down at the 27-yard line. And Atlanta will use its 2nd timeout. Boy, can't say enough about Bobby Hebert. I mean, he has been right on target with everything and mentally has played a brilliant ballgame.
Yeah, and I have a question here as to why they called the timeout at this juncture. The first one I could understand, to give your defense a breather. They've got the 1 left. There's 3:04 to go in the game. If they can stop them, You know, make a play. Make it to 2nd and 10. Then use your timeout, not on a first down.
And Morton Anderson hoping for a chance to kick his 5th field goal. He already has 3 game-winning field goals this season, beating Atlanta in the first meeting from 47 yards. He's also stopped the Rams and Tampa Bay with game-winning field goals. And he's just one of the best ever. Bobby Hebert looking to the sideline. Look at the numbers. He's had a couple of dropped out of those and should have had 2 touchdown passes. Hayward protecting the ball and just pounding forward to the 23. Boy, he just unloads on people. And Atlanta apparently will use its last timeout to stop it here with 2:57. If the Saints manage to get a first down, they can take the clock all the way down to 1 second before trying a field goal if they wish.
And it's the point that I've tried to make is, you know, when you go to 45 seconds in a ball game, you're almost making the defense use their timeouts at 3 and 4 minutes. They will have one more stoppage of the clock, though, when it goes to the 2-minute warning. So if they can stop them here, the 45-second clock will start. They'll have to run another play. The Saints will before 2 minutes. So they can't afford to let somebody run around. Very important the Falcons get their people on the ground. And that's what Doug Shively and
right.
Jerry Glanville say. He's telling them, listen, get them as quick as you can.
Of course, New Orleans already well within Morton Anderson's field goal range. It would be 40 from here, but you sure want to get closer, and you'd love a chip shot at this point with no time left on the clock. The defense trying to dig in and stop a drive. Hayward. Boy, they sensed run, and Hayward dragged 5 people with him to the 20-yard line. The clock will not stop again until we get to the 2-minute warning. The Falcons out of timeouts. Of course, they are going to have to run one more play before that 2-minute warning. Play clock right now at 28. So there's a 7-second differential. Interesting play call here, Joe. You try to do something like the play-action pass, which has been so successful, get the first down, or do you go with the safe run and set up the field?
I don't think you go with the safe run. I think, you know, if you throw an incompletion, you're going to wind up with a stoppage of the clock and Anderson kicking anyway.
Keep it on the ground, and Hayward got absolutely nothing that time, and they are going to leave it up to Morton Anderson.
See, they had a matchup that time that I think they could have used.
2 minutes left in this rivalry game from New Orleans. Back in a moment.
The Black & Decker Air Station. It has all the pressure you need to inflate anything. Fast. The Black & Decker Air Station. Always at your service.
It's a car. It's also a Volkswagen. So it comes from a belief that driving is passion, that a car isn't 2 tons of heartless steel and high technology, but a friend. The new V6 Passat Touring Sedan. Experience one at your Volkswagen retailer.
Just what you wanted for the holidays. Movies from McDonald's for your family and friends. Give them the hilarious Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Or the family favorite Babes in Toyland. Each video just $5.99 when you buy any large sandwich. Or surprise them with Dances with Wolves, the original full-length version. Unbelievably priced at only $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich during McDonald's Holiday Film Festival. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
For the battery that performs 3 times better than industry standards, you've got to get to Sears.
Oh dear, if you don't have a Die-Hard, you don't have a prayer.
Sears Die-Hard, the battery you can count on for more power when you need it most.
2 minutes to go in the ball game. A 2-point Atlanta lead. Jim Morrow with a win tonight. Clinches the 3rd straight playoff spot. Could still win the division. Jerry Glanville knows his team has to win if they have any hope at all of keeping their playoff shot alive this year.
If you haven't seen 2 pictures of men in anguish, there they were.
Morton Anderson, the 2nd most accurate kicker in NFL history.
And you know who the pressure's on in this? Not the kicker, not the snapper.
The holder.
Tommy Barnard, you betcha.
Who blew one earlier, in case you joined us late, one right through his hands, resulted in an Atlanta touchdown. Morton Anderson has kicked 5 field goals tonight.
Start thinking with me. Who's going to if Morton Anderson doesn't kick this thing out of the stadium, my best guess is that the Falcons are going to have some pretty decent field position to try and line up to kick a field goal.
They've only stopped Dion once tonight. He has had 2 huge returns.
Morton Anderson, you just got a feeling he's not going to miss it once it gets down. Ball never wavers. Right through the uprights. Oliver Barnett hoping and praying. Well, that prayer didn't necessarily get answered, but maybe the next one will.
If that field goal turns out to be the winning margin, it would be the 14th game-winning field goal of his brilliant career. But Deion Sanders is the one guy who could change it in about 10 seconds. If he doesn't, Wade Wilson, who engineered the last score of the only touchdown drive the offense has produced, is ready too.
And the only incompletion was a drop pass by Pritchard.
And the Saints defense with Ricky Jackson in the lead will have to do it one more time. He rushes from the left, Swilling from the right. And they have seen this happen so many times against the Atlanta Falcons. It is a special rivalry. And if Morton Anderson has ever kicked one past the back of the end zone, this would be the time.
I'll tell you, he's going to have to kick it out of the end zone because I believe Deion's going to bring it out no matter where it is.
Oh, he'll take it 9.5 yards deep and come flying out of there. Low line drive kick. And Anderson does the job with a kick, and the coverage team gets down there. Fred McAfee, the running back, the first man to make the hit, and what a big special teams play.
That is as big a play as you'll find in this game. You've got the finest offensive weapon that the Falcons have had all night, and you hold them to about the 25-yard line.
And you could tell Morton Anderson was trying to kill that thing and just caught it a little high. No timeouts for the Falcons. They need about 50 for a long field goal attempt. Draw play, Broussard. Got to about the 31. The clock will continue to run.
Very veteran football team. Wade Wilson can run the 2-minute as well as anybody. Don't have to hurry. Use good patience.
Jamie Dukes yelling at the officials. They put that thing down there. Here comes Jackson. Didn't get there in time. Nice throw. It will stay inbounds as the receiver, Pritchard, was touched on the field of play, and it will be a first down. But the clock so critical now. Intercepted Troy Cook. Is it a touchdown? It is. was 28 years old today. Happy birthday. A 47-yard touchdown return of an interception that puts the New Orleans Saints in the playoffs. What a ball game.
Big, big kick right here, too. 21-14. You don't want to give them a breath of life.
That was the stake in the heart.
Wade Wilson's going to survey the defense. Will be his eyes. He looks to the right. Nobody there. Looks back left. Hesitates. Doesn't even see Toy Cook. Great discipline by Toy Cook. Just stays right in the zone. Bob Whitfield trying to make the play. Manages to stay in bounds for the 6th.
The 3rd interception of the year for Toy Cook, and the Saints defense has now scored 35 points. Only the Minnesota Vikings defense has scored more.
And you know what I guess it's time for the cha-ching, isn't it? That's a big cha-ching.
In your face, indeed. And with 52 seconds left, the only hope for the Atlanta Falcons, the big kickoff return and an onside kick. That's what they're down to.
And they don't have time.
Well, Dion would only take 10 off if they did that.
Great discipline by Toy Cook. Even though Wade Wilson went out and looked to the right, he sat right where he was supposed to and waited for the receiver to come around him.
If I was starting, if I got a franchise tomorrow in the National Football League and you could take one unit you wanted to start with, that's the unit I'd take.
I think I'd consider it the Saint defense.
Tom Benson, the owner of the New Orleans Saints. Special moment for him as his team will go to the playoffs for the 3rd straight year, assuming 2 miracles do not occur in the last 52 seconds. And remember, they still have a shot at the 49ers for the division crown. This win would get them within a half a game. San Francisco, having beaten them twice, has the tiebreaker advantage. Here's Dion. Reverse. Eric Pegram on the reverse. And Morton Anderson trying to save it. Loose ball. It may be out of bounds, possession of the Falcons, and Anderson is hurting as he gets up. Pegram on the reverse, and Anderson is hurt.
Little reverse. Dion starts up the left side.
Talk about unexpected.
Well, they get him running. They probably wish they'd have called this a kickoff earlier. Pegram, they're not quitting. He's not quite out of bounds. He flips the ball back. They called him out. I'm not sure whether he was. They want to keep that ball alive.
Spotted at the 49 with 40 seconds to go. Rison nearly caught it at the 5. Almost got it. Jimmy Spencer was down there on his back. Boy, Rison had a bead on it.
He got inside position. That's the big difference. He's got inside position on Jimmy Spencer. Spencer doing a good job to hand fight him.
Spencer did the only thing he could. Got one hand over and a piece of the ball. Sports Center coming up right after our broadcast from New Orleans.
The Saints lost Reginald Jones last week. Jimmy Spencer had to play a lot against Dan Marino. He's done a great job for him at the corner tonight.
Wilson with the out to Rison. Had the presence of mind to get the first down and get out of bounds. Stop it with 27 seconds left. The Saints and the Niners down the stretch run. Here's what their schedule looks like. New Orleans against the Rams. Big game against Buffalo for both ball clubs. Then the Jets. San Francisco has to play Minnesota, Tampa Bay, and then Detroit after Miami this weekend.
And that Buffalo game is at home.
So it's all in the hands of the 49ers. Rison. He's got it at the 12. Spencer makes the tackle. They cannot stop the clock. Good job by Wade Wilson. The offense hustled up to the line of scrimmage, set for a second, took the snap and killed it.
What they have to do now is he's got to score on this play.
Yeah.
And then the only thing the Saints have to do is back the ball around. I mean, they're going to have about maybe 2-3 seconds to be able to kick off if they do score.
This has just been a sensational football game. We've seen great defense, tremendous special teams. Wilson intercepted in the end zone, Keith Taylor. And that's it. Chances have disappeared tonight, but New Orleans officially in the playoffs, still in a fight for a division championship.
Tim McKyer talking to Bobby Hebert about the catch that Martin made. He said, look, I had it. I don't know how you got it in there, but I had it. He's still telling everybody, how'd you do that?
They used to wear bags over their heads down here. Now they're just souvenirs in the back of somebody's closet. The winning play, the interception by Toy Cook. Our final score, New Orleans 22, the Falcons 14. For Joe Theismann and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from New Orleans Sports.
Tonight's analysis is brought to you by Acura Automobiles. Experience precision-crafted performance.
And welcome back to Sports Center with Bill Patrick. I'm Tom Mees. We're on a little bit earlier than our 11 o'clock Eastern time scheduled time because the Saints and the Falcons, well, they took care of business a little bit quicker tonight in the Superdome.
Yeah, the Saints trying to clinch a playoff berth against the Falcons tonight. Bobby Hebert, as you can well imagine, instrumental in the outcome of this game. Joe Theismann will speak with the Saints quarterback. But first, we throw it to Chris Berman for the highlights. Chris?
All right, guys, thank you. Our special Thursday night edition of Sunday Night Football. It was the New Orleans Saints at home trying to get the playoffs against the Atlanta Falcons, the team that bounced them from the playoffs last year. These two teams kind of parallel history, same division, southern teams kind of don't like each other. And the Falcons in a season that's been a downer would have liked nothing more than to keep the Saints playoff champagne on ice. New Orleans going for the playoff berth. Here's what happened. Morton Anderson kicked 3 field goals first half, 9-0 Saints. But they can't handle the stop of the third quarter, and Jesse Tuggle picks up the football and let him go. He just could go all the way. Touchdown. The first touchdown of the game, and the Falcons are in it. It's 9-7 New Orleans. Now the Saints deep in Falcon territory. Bobby Hebert to Dalton Hilliard. Eric Martin knocks it away from his old teammate. It's a 12-7 game. Prime time. Dion immense all night. Interception returns, kickoff returns. This is 60-yard kickoff return. Less than 5 minutes to go. Wade Wilson in relief with Tolliver. To Michael Haynes, touchdown. Glanville's Falcons lead it 14-12. Under 2 minutes to go. Morton Anderson. His 5th field goal, 37 yards, 15-14 Saints. Falcons try to rally. Wade Wilson back to pass. Toys in the attic. Cook picks it off on his birthday. And he does go. No, I don't think he's going to catch him. Tightrope touchdown. The Saints, the Benson Boogie, they're in the playoffs. The Saints beat the Falcons 22-14, and they're up their mark to 10-3. They are playoff bound once again. Afterwards, Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann talked to Saints quarterback Bobby Hebert.
Bobby, you did play great. That's one of the fine. I'll tell you something. For all the games I've done, all the years I played, that's one of the finest jobs of executing the quarterback position I've ever seen.
Well, I really appreciate that. I just, try and make plays whatever they want me to do, whether, it's checking off in the running game and, trying to pick the right run or, picking the right, read on the pass play. And, they have a lot of talent out there with, Dion. You can see how fast he is. And, we had one-on-one opportunities with him, but, one time on the post, normally that would have been a touchdown, but Dion's such a great athlete, he broke up that play.
Bobby, we said during the game that every time it seemed Atlanta blitzed, you read it perfectly, had the time to throw it, through the perfect ball. I mean, you almost had a couple of touchdowns. Guys dropped the ball or collided with somebody else. It was just a sensational performance.
Well, I really felt good. I've played long enough, and the experience that I have, I feel real confident when a team tries to blitz me. I feel like I can make the plays. I know who's blocked and who's not blocked. It's just a matter of trying to find the right guy that's open in time before the rush gets to you. And, they mixed up some zone, and I just took what the defense gave me, and when they gave me a chance for a big play, I tried to go up the seam and hit a couple of those.
Bobby, you and I, when we were talking earlier in the week, one thing you mentioned to me sticks in my mind right now. You said to win a championship, you must have a little bit of luck. I see the smile on your face. You feel like this one might have come your way with a little bit of luck tonight?
Yeah, I felt like we were lucky, especially at the end. I just thought, like I said, there's no way here we're going to let it slip away. Usually I have confidence when Martin's kicking, but I really thought, I said, I don't know if he'll make that field goal at the end, but I was really glad he did. But, it was just one of those situations. We let him in the game, kept him in the game, and they had an opportunity to win, and we shouldn't have been in that situation.
Bobby, it ran through our minds that if you had lost the ball game, if Morton Anderson had not made that last field goal, this would have been one of the most devastating losses anybody on that field was ever associated with.
Well, it would have been devastating for me because I really felt like, we really were in control of the game. And, when you're in control of the game and you don't win, that's so frustrating. And, when you get blown out, you say, hey, the team just whipped our butt. But today we felt like, we were the dominating team. And, to lose this kind of game would have been really heartbreaking.
Does this just foster the rivalry some more, Bobby? I mean, the Falcons come basically limping in here with a lot of people hurt. And you're coming off a short week. You just had to be pumped for this one.
Right. I'd rather have those Sunday to Sunday games, but, especially now winning on Thursday night, playing till the, following Sunday, it's like having two open dates, and, it's so much better when you win, have those extra days off, you enjoy with your family, you're not, grumpy around your wife and kids. So, so this is a big win for me, and my household, I know, is really excited about that.
Bobby, did you get a good look at Ironhead's run up the middle where he planted a couple of guys?
Well, I knew I wouldn't have wanted to be in Scott Case's situation, just sitting there waiting for Ironhead to come, because he's a load once he gets going. And, I really wasn't surprised that happened, because I've seen him do that in training camp and practice. And, we just need to give him the ball more and give him more opportunities.
All right, Bobby, thank you very much. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the year.
All right, thank you.
Let's go back to Chris Berman. Chris?
All right, guys, thank you. But let's not go back for long. Let's join Joe again. And, Bobby Hebert, 20 of 29, Joe. A couple of your friends are still behind you, by the way. I mean, you like the way he's come along as a quarterback, although it's not an offense necessarily that lets him throw up big numbers, at least on the scoreboard. You like the way he's progressed, don't you?
I really do, Chris, and you really pointed out, I think, the big difference in what Bobby Hebert has done and what we see with Jim Kelly and Dan Marino in particular. They're in offenses where they spread the teams out, they put the ball in the air, they've got the quote-unquote marquee receivers. But something to remember, Eric Martin comes out of that class of '85 along with some pretty good football players, Al Toon, and Andre Reed in Buffalo, and Jerry Rice. So he's in pretty good company himself. So you got a quarterback from the class of '83, a receiver from the class of '85, and now they're starting to add that to their offense. They're becoming a bigger play offense. We saw some sensational plays, some great throws tonight. And I said this to Bobby, and I really mean it. The years I've been around football, one of the finest jobs I've ever seen done by a quarterback of totally running a football game from the offensive side. Checked off perfectly when the blitzes were coming, delivered the ball where only his receivers could get it, particularly down the sidelines and even down the middle, and was frustrated as could be when he had the right calls and couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
Joe, I agree with you that the Saints are starting to score more, but as we assess their playoff chances now that they're in there and we don't know who they're going to play it or whether they could still win the division, still tonight, 5 field goals, a defensive touchdown. So, I mean, they're scoring a little more, but aren't they living on the edge if the offense doesn't put up a couple of touches themselves? Sooner or later, it's going to bite them again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, they have got to get the offensive production if they're going to get and go much further than they have in the past years in the playoffs. That's past the first round. I think they have the people to do that. You have to understand that Atlanta presents a unique situation. They're going to rush a lot of people, and then they're going to make you throw the ball early. And really, I think the Saints are going to have to do one thing as they get ready for the playoffs. They're going to have to figure out a way to throw the ball to get it in the end zone. They're not going to be able to just run it in.
All right, Joe. Hey, listen, you got the New Orleans to Tampa nonstop, right?
Yeah.
Right over the Gulf.
Bright
Not
and
a
early.
problem. Not a problem. And we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Have fun. Nice job.
Okay, boom.
All right, Joe. Have some hot boudin for all of us. Joe Theismann, as the Saints are in the playoffs. Congratulations to them. 22-14, they beat the Atlanta Falcons. Joining me now